This week on the Knitworthy podcast, knitting and spinning. Yay! I'm also talking about some journals I made for prizes. Let's talk about a contest we have going on, or should we just call it a giveaway? Because let's be honest, that's what it is.
It's a giveaway.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about how Thanksgiving is so surprising.
It's shocking.
Surprise!
This week, you'll find all that and more on the Knitworthy podcast. Hello, and welcome to episode 44 of the Knitworthy podcast. Thank you. Thank you. How are you guys today? We're so glad that you've joined us. If this is your first time watching, thank you for finding us. You did a good job. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be a good episode for you to watch.
It will be interesting as it always is.
As
Not always planned interesting, but interesting.
No, we are always entertaining in some sort of way. Even if it's just like a train wreck, like what?
People go, they recorded that and they didn't edit that out?
On purpose? Oh my goodness.
What are you wearing today? You do look gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
It's a lovely color on you.
Thank you. This is my Ishbel that I made a few months ago, and I have been getting use out of this because it has turned slightly chilly.
It has.
Yes.
Not chilly enough that I'm not flashing right now, but
but chilly enough that in some parts of the house and in the outside, it's really
It's true.
It's time to bust out the hand knits.
and aren't we happy?
Yes.
If you're a knitter, you definitely want opportunities to wear it. So.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And what are you wearing?
I am wearing Cherry Cordial,
Yes.
which is a Tanya Marie design. I'm trying to remember what her, does she go by Tanya Marie on Ravelry now? She used to be Sampler Girl, and she's got a wonderful podcast.
Yes, she does.
And she does beautiful samplers. Have you seen her samplers?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
amazing. Very vintagey, which I love, of course.
Yeah.
And then she is a fantastic designer of knitwear, and this is her Cherry Cordial. And of course, we know why I'm wearing it. Even inside out, it's gorgeous. But it's an Anne of Green Gables design.
Yes.
I think she did a read along with somebody on it, and then she was doing some patterns, and I just love it.
That's so pretty.
And I hate to say, I was looking through my Ravelry projects, and I'm like, wait, where's my scarf? Because I think I knit it like on the verge of hot weather, and so I haven't gotten as much use out of it just because of weather.
Yeah.
And so I went hunting, and it was behaving itself nicely in my closet.
Oh, good.
But it had gotten hidden behind a ginormous scarf, and so I hadn't seen it for a while. So I was like so happy to find it again.
It's like finding a treasure in your own
Yes.
closet.
It is.
A treasure that you had forgotten was even there.
It is, and it is an asymmetrical scarf. I have the short end knotted here. Mm-hmm. I know some people were questioning how to wear it, and I love wearing it like this. I have worn it a couple different ways, trying out things, but I think it's, especially for a hormonal person, it ends up with the narrow part. When I do it this way, the narrow part's around my neck, where I get really hot, and the
Yeah.
larger part is just doing a beautiful drapey effect. Here, I'll stand up a little bit so you can see.
Oh, that's
Isn't
really
that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the color work part of it is all part of the pattern. So you
That's
don't have to figure
nice.
it out.
Well, good.
I love it.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, I don't know how many people out there salivate.
Do you
No one
salivate?
salivates.
It's like a combination between salivating and celebrating.
I was trying to say celebrate. Yeah. As I turn red. But I don't know, how many people celebrate Thanksgiving or some sort of a holiday related to giving thanks? Do we know?
I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who do.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, in America, we have, Thanksgiving Day, and even in Canada, they have Thanksgiving, though it's not celebrated in November. And so, yeah.
And I think, some of it gets a little clouded by controversy sometimes, just in the sense of, the Pilgrims and the original idea of giving thanks for all the help that they got from Native Americans. But it's never controversial to be a thankful person.
No, never.
It shouldn't be, at least.
No.
And so we were, I don't know, what was I doing earlier this week? I might have been working on projects and minding my own business when I got a text from my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And she goes, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? I'm like, Thanksgiving? What is this? Can't be Thanksgiving time yet.
No, it's only the middle of November. What are we talking about Thanksgiving for?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it really hit me, not only do I need to be more thankful, because thankfully I have a sister-in-law who thinks of these things.
Yes.
That's Ruth Ann, who is Sugar Pie Farmhouse.
Yes.
And, but I realized, oh my word, his is a long backstory, and I'll try and shorten it.
Good luck.
But, I think when I started having more health issues with menopause, and then the whole cancer thing entered the picture of our life, and I just really gave up on the whole calendar thing, and I didn't want to face it.
Right.
And so that was one of the things I gave up in order to live just a little bit more. You know what? I'm just going to live today. I'm not going to worry about what I have to do next week, because that's overwhelming to me. Mm-hmm. It was one of my coping mechanisms.
Okay. And
so this was the week when I got that text about Thanksgiving. And it's going to be at my house, so really I should have been thinking about it.
Surprise!
We hadn't even thought about that, but really I can't ask my sister-in-law to do every holiday. Well, I could. That wouldn't be very nice.
Selfish.
A little selfish.
Yeah.
And not a great attitude for Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for you. Thanks for taking every holiday.
That's right.
So I decided I was going to, of course we're on rabbit trail already.
That's okay.
But I decided to make a calendar. And if you've watched any of oh my goodness, if you are like following on Instagram or you're on YouTube and you're watching people who love planners, mm-hmm. I mean, I have had seasons in my life when I have been quite into planners just because of the busy life I was leading. And
right.
I would say probably Franklin Covey was my most desired planning system.
I loved my Franklin planner.
And they smell so good to walk into the stationery store. They've got fresh planners and it feels like
it's all good.
It is. It's like a clean slate when you get a fresh planner, right?
Yeah.
Anything could happen in the world.
That's right.
In your life.
Who knows what I'm going to fill in on this day?
I know, right? Me and Brad Pitt, best friends on this day. I don't know why Brad Pitt came into my mind. But.
Wow. She's hanging in circles that I'm not, apparently.
But I decided, I've watched so many of the travelers' journals, the Midori's, and that's like a Japanese calendar keeping, like a book thing. The travelers' journals are journals that's, in theory, are meant for if you're a traveler.
Right.
And you want to document what you're doing in your life, but people use them for all sorts of things.
That makes sense.
But I have watched, no surprise, I don't know, could I even say 100 videos? I won't even say that. Let's just be conservative, 50. It could possibly be more. About these journals and different people where you could buy them, and they are quite expensive, some of them. And so I'm going to make it. I've watched people make them, so I'm going to make my own. And so I had some paper and look at little, I don't know if you can see, let me see, how do I turn it so they can see it? There we go. Look at the pies. I was inspired by Thanksgiving, so cute little pie paper, and this was a pack of paper I had for another project, and
That's a tongue twister. It's a pack of paper for another project.
Peter Piper picked this pack of paper. How many papers did... Oh no, let's not go there.
No.
And so what I did was, I used my, what would it be, my word processing program on my phone, because my phone is the only device I have right now to work with besides Brianne's computer.
True, which you are welcome to use unless I'm using it.
That's nice, but I thought I wouldn't bother you. So and also it's a challenge to see how much can I do on a screen this big.
She doesn't want to bother me. I'm only 2 flights upstairs, but she doesn't want to bother me.
I know, right?
Yes, you're very thoughtful. It's really not a bother.
Yeah. So I went on to iPages, which is one of the apps that you can get for the iPhone. I know that if you're into Microsoft Word or any of those word processing programs, many of them will already have layouts for calendars and different things that people use a lot.
Oh, really?
So, and this is the opening. I have to give you the little tour of it. This page over here has a little pocket, and right now it's got my next thing that I need to work on, a little piece of paper I didn't want to lose. And over here is telling me what the book is about. So it's me. It's about me. It's about this time frame. It goes through August of next year. Who knows if I'll be in it that long?
Yeah.
Because you know how fickle I am. I might just make a new one. But what I did was I just printed out the pages. I'll show you a more blank one. I printed out the calendar pages just as my program printed them. I selected, it allows you to select the month and the year, and then it put the days in for you, so the dates are appropriate. And then it gives you at the top you can see you have a month ahead and a month behind, which is handy.
That is handy.
And so then I sewed these pages because I've been, of course, learning how to bookbind.
Of course.
But you could use tape, you could use staples, it makes no difference. I was just sewing because look what happens when you have little ends in your sewing. You can attach cute little cutouts to it, so that just thrills me. I went ahead and just decided I was going to doodle on my pages whenever I got to that month, so that's my reward for making it through a month. I had some washi tape that was extra thin that I put on days that I really need to focus in on.
Okay.
Because sometimes when I write on a calendar, I get I see so many words, like too many things.
So many words.
Right?
Yes.
And so this tells me I only have 2 big things going on in November. I can handle that. That's not too much.
That's not hard.
So I washi taped, because they were single sheets, it's a month on 2 pages. I just washi taped the pages together, which gives them a little bit more body and the inks don't bleed through. I used my, I have like I think I have a 30-pound paper I'm using here. It's just copier paper. I was going to pass along my tidbit, which is if you're going to be using inks or be doing artwork on copy paper, get paper that's meant for laser printing, for printing brochures and things like that.
Okay.
Okay, if you go to Staples, you'll ask them for paper that is like that, or you can just look on the labels of the paper.
Sure.
And it's meant for accepting lots of ink, and so
Okay.
it's less likely to bleed. That's my little tip for buying paper that's going to be good for these kinds of purposes. And you don't have to use it all the time. But I think I figured out it was, did we decide 3 cents a page?
You didn't consult with me on that.
She's a mind reader. Why doesn't she know what I'm thinking?
It was $100 a page.
No, it
people.
wasn't. I think it was 3. I figured out it was 3 cents a page. So it's more expensive paper, but it is. Feel the paper, Brianne. Right?
That's good paper.
Yeah, it is good paper. And so it's smooth, and it does handle the ink well. I'm using my fountain pens on it, and so of course they need a little bit more because they saturate the page more.
Sure.
They soak in. And then what I did at the end, the last page, I put the months that are not contained in the calendar, have those birthdays that'll be in those months. And I've decided when I redo this, I'm actually going to have a format just like this where I have all the birthdays by month, so I can see at a glance how many birthdays I have in a given month to worry about.
Yeah.
And so that'll be in the next incarnation, but I'm guessing that most likely there'll be many changes to this, because I also thought, why didn't I do like a little place for like each month who I'm praying for?
That's a good idea.
And I didn't do it. But I thought I'm not going to go back and fix it because I know there'll be more things happening.
True.
And then I just went easy on this one. I wanted an elastic to hold it together. And so I just took a piece of, actually a piece of music paper that I had, and I taped it on either side to make a channel for the elastic to run through. And so what that allows me to do is one of 2 things. I can either take the elastic and go around the pages that are not current, so it just is immediately open to the month it's in, or I can put it around the whole thing, so if I'm taking it with me, if I'm going somewhere in my purse, the pages don't get all mushed.
Look at you being all fancy. I love it.
I do too. So that was how I handled the surprise Thanksgiving. You didn't know that Thanksgiving was a surprise holiday, but it would have been a surprise if everyone had showed up at my house.
That's right. Where's the turkey, Linda?
That's when my
Hang on.
That's when my mom always advocated for having cans of Spam in the pantry.
Oh, really?
Back in the day, yeah,
Yeah.
because if you had surprise company, she would just fry up some Spam and eggs, and it was like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Do they even make Spam anymore?
They do. Yeah, it's in the canned meat section, like with tuna and things like that.
Is it?
Yeah, canned chicken.
Awesome. Let's get some Spam.
Okay.
Just in honor of Mom.
Just to make you feel like you're a kid again.
I know. And
Yeah.
you know what? If you come to my house, Spam sandwiches for everyone. Fried up, baby.
She'll make them extra crispy, just the way she likes them.
Extra crispy, because I don't think, is there anybody who likes Spam that isn't crispy, because it is such an undefined meat. It's like bologna.
Yeah.
It's even less cooked than bologna in my mind.
I don't want to think about it. That just kind of grosses me out a little bit.
So you have to fry that baby up good. Please be sure and comment as to whether or not you have tasted crispy fried Spam or bologna. Either one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, what a tangent.
That was like an epic tangent.
For those of you who requested our old format, welcome back.
Here we are. So 16 minutes later, we're a knitting podcast.
My short story. Sheesh.
We mostly talk about knitting and spinning. I know it may be surprising based on what you've just witnessed. However, we do throw in things about our lives here too. So, you just get a little bit of everything. Who knows when it's all going to come out.
It is scary in this mind, though. It just goes everywhere. Nothing's sacred. My mind is everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
So, well, why don't we actually go to the knitting?
Okay.
What's going on in your knitting bag right now? What's happening?
Oh, man. I've got some good knitting. I'll start out with what I have out currently, which is my Nurmalintu that I'm making for my sister for Christmas.
So beautiful.
So, let's see. Let me get to my little...
Is that where you were?
That's where I was. I was
Wow.
down here. There's my little things. I finished the second lace portion, and I am well into the garter, the third garter section. And I'll just show you again. I made a modification on the pattern where the pattern originally was written to be everything in garter stitch, but after making one for myself, I decided that the next time I made one, which I didn't realize was just going to be a few months later, that I wanted to make it with the lace section in stockinette so that it'd be a little bit more defined. And so here is
gorgeous
what the lace looks like in stockinette, which I think is so pretty.
I love it.
And I really think it's going to stand out even more when it gets all blocked out and everything. This is an easy project. However, I got stymied a little bit on one part of the lace section, and it was like the third row of the lace. And I know the lace is correct because, I've knit this one time already, and I've knit the first, I've already knit the lace panel once on this. So why isn't it lining up the way it's supposed to? And I tried for like 3 days to figure it out, and each day I'd be like, forget it, I can't handle this, I'm just gonna work on something else. Bring me the stockinette. And so finally I was like, okay, this is ridiculous, I need to get back to working on this because it's supposed to be a Christmas present and I really want to get it done. And so I went back and I just went like stitch by stitch and figured out that I had missed a yarn over.
Oh.
And that was it. And so all I had to do was just, like tink down the 2 rows and then do my yarn over. And then it was like super easy to fix. And it was like within the first probably 15 stitches of that row. And so I was like, why didn't I figure this out days ago? It was just so silly. I kept thinking that I, was just doing that one row wrong, or that I, was reading things wrong. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm back on track. And I'm in the garter section. So if I'm messing up garter, we've got a real problem.
I've done that before. I don't know how.
It's garter with a decrease and 2 increases. I think I can handle this. I'm pretty sure. I hope. Cross my fingers. So that is the first thing that I've been working on. So I'm going to put that away.
When are you hoping to have that one in the mail? Or are you going to give it to her when she's here?
Well, I don't know because, Heather's coming out for Jared's wedding, which is December 19th. We're very excited about it, and we're excited that we get to see Heather and
my sister Holly.
Oh, yeah, and everybody who's coming in for the wedding, and so we're super excited. I just don't know if she's going to have enough room to take back Christmas presents with her.
I doubt it.
So I'm thinking that what I'm going to end up doing is just mailing it to her. So, yeah.
The last time I booked tickets for John to go on a business trip, you had to pay for anything besides your purse or your
carry-on.
You had to even pay if you wanted it to go. If it didn't go under the seat in front of you, you had to pay to get it up there.
Are you kidding me? I have not flown in years.
Well, it was this airlines. I don't know that it's across the board.
I hope it's not. That'd be really frustrating.
It really adds up. It adds a lot to your ticket price.
No kidding. There's 3 other things. The other thing that I've been working on, I should say another thing, is my Sparkly Girl socks, which I love. These are so much fun. These are just some wild and crazy socks for Ailish. And can you see the sparkle there? They're just...
Oh yeah, now we can see it.
If you move it around, it's a little bit easier to see. So here's where I was, and here's where I am now, up here. And let me get out the first sock so I can show you where I have to be. So I still have a ways to go. Can you see that? There we go.
And I would say in person, it's a little more cohesive in its pattern than it looks on screen. It looks a little bit more segmented. It is segmented, but I'm wondering if the yellows aren't showing up as much.
That's very possible. That's very possible. But this is from Wool Sunday Yarn Parlor on Etsy. This is her round and round color on the parfait sock with sprinkles. And I love working with Sam's yarn, and actually I have it in a Wool Sunday bag as well. It's adorable. And so I've got that going on, and I like to work on this with my grandma because she always comments on the colors and the sparkles, and she goes, "Now, who are you making those for?" She's, very concerned that here I am, a woman of 36, and I'm going to be wearing socks that look like that. And I totally would.
I would wear them.
I know. I totally would, but they're actually for my daughter, Ailish, which is why I'm not putting in a heel, because Ailish is growing. She's growing taller, her legs are growing, her feet are growing, everything is growing. And so I don't want to put in a heel and then have her not be able to wear the socks in 2 weeks.
Right.
After I finish making them.
And is this your another thing?
This is my other thing, the third other thing. I started a pair of socks out of Barocco socks. There we go. And this is color number 1420. It's a very romantic color number.
Very romantic. 1420. It's the best.
It is. And here we have what it looks like knitting up. I'm just doing a cuff down sock. This is going to be for me.
I love that. Is that is not a black stripe there? That's a navy stripe, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And then there's a little bit of like a plum stripe
I thought
right
I was
here.
seeing that. Oh my goodness, how fun is that?
So it has like a dark chocolate brown, a light chocolate brown, a off-white, a cream, a navy, that plum color. And so
what is the makeup of the Barocco sock yarn?
It is a very hardy sock. This is 25% nylon and 75% superwash wool. It reminds me a lot of a trekking, like trekking XXL. And I'm saying a lot, sorry. My brain, it's umming today. So
she had to catch herself.
I did. This yarn is knitting up a lot like a trekking. I've blown through 2 pairs of socks this last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so
And I blew through one.
Yes, you did. And so I was like, I need to knit up a pair of really hardy socks to replenish my sock drawer. I've been knitting a lot of socks for other people lately, and so I need to, yes. And so I need to put some back into my own sock stash, just because I washed some socks and I didn't have to force some socks in when I was putting them back in. I was like, that is sad.
It's a scary feeling.
That is, what if I run out of socks?
Right.
I only have like 40 pairs of socks. What if I run out? It's like a state of national emergency or something. So here's my Barocco socks. I'm calling them the socks. SOX, SOCKS.
Aren't you clever?
I am clever. That
Feel
took a
free
lot
to
of
copy
thought.
that. She didn't copyright it or anything. Trademark
No, it's all yours. You can use it. And the final thing that I've been working on that I have as a work in progress this episode is I have some yarn that I've finished spinning up. And it's really hard to see, of course, you know, what this is going to be like, but it is a gradient yarn from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. And it is a black to a purple to a pink. And so the black is hidden, as is most of the purple. And I just got tired of moving my thing around, so it's mostly pink on this side. But I was really proud of myself.
May I touch?
Yes, of course. It's a BFL. I was really proud of myself with this fiber because for the very first time ever, I was able to spin off of the braid without splitting it. So it is going to be a true gradient.
So pretty.
Thank you.
I love it.
It's going to be a true gradient. It won't, you know, be
Barber pulley or
no,
variegated.
nothing like that. And so I am really excited about this because it's going to be gifted to somebody. No, not you. I'm sorry.
I'm volunteering for everything today.
I know, it's okay.
Don't ask me to do
what you do.
dishes.
She only volunteers for certain things. But I am really excited about this. I'm going to chain ply it in order to maintain the integrity of the color sequencing. That sounded really smart, didn't it?
That was technical speak
Oh!
there. You are a pro.
Bam!
Your farcification was very niner. That was my technical speak.
That was really good too. Yeah. So hopefully the next time we podcast, I will have a finished skein of yarn to show you so that I can show off all my beautiful spinning. But I wanted to show a close-up so that you can see I'm getting really a lot more consistent in my spinning.
You are.
And
Gorgeous.
It makes me so happy because I finished another skein of yarn over the last 2 weeks. I plied it and got it all washed and thwacked and plied and dried, and that's not the order I did it in, but that's okay. But
you're thinking of plying after the thwacking.
Wow, that's an interesting process, Brianne. But Brian was like, did you buy that? I was like, no, but I love you so much for thinking I did. And it doesn't look like a commercially spun yarn, but I'm getting closer. It doesn't look like.
But I don't think the goal
anymore.
is necessarily to get a commercial look.
I don't want a commercial look, no.
But to get a consistent yarn is
Yes.
a wonderful thing, especially when you're knitting with it.
Yes.
Unless you purposely want thick and thin and
Right.
all that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about what you've been working on?
Well, let's see. Besides journals,
Yes.
I have been spinning also. I just brought over my whole spinning wheel. This is my Hanson's.
Now you're just showing off because I can't bring down my spinning wheel. I mean, I could, but it'd be a whole thing.
Okay, and the story on this fiber is that we did a periscope
Yes, we
in
did.
which we asked viewers to choose for me what I would spin. And so they chose another gradient that went from a chartreuse through blue grays and into a more intense blue grays. I was hoping I'd have it plied by today, but I had some other things to get done for the show, so I didn't get to finish it. But next week it'll be plied.
Yay!
But going along with that, I also worked on the prize for the people who chose.
Yes.
We gave them the opportunity on the Periscope that if they were there with us, they could email us or message us in Ravelry, and we would send them a prize. And so if you were one of those lucky people, we had 4 people that responded on it, you are going to get one of my homemade journals. And so I am...
I am so jealous.
I'm going to be, if we have time at the end, I will do a quick flip through on what they're getting, but it's like full of my love. It took me so long to make these, but you're worth it.
Yes.
But they're all worth it, aren't they?
Absolutely. And we're going to work on getting those out in the mail in the next few days, hopefully.
Yeah, I have the cardboard. I'm just going to make little boxes for them to go in because I didn't think they wanted it in a big Amazon box this big. I don't want to pay for that either, so.
You could do it like Amazon where it's like, you know, a little journal in a big box like this with just, you know, bubble wrap around it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also did a few more squares on I'm just calling it my artsy blanket because I am not seeking to create any pattern in particular. I'm just putting colors where I want them. And so I don't know even where I'm going from here. This is a hand-dyed wool from Peggy. That's a thick and a thin commercial.
That's pretty.
This is when early days fiber I spun that's actually a chocolate brown. It's not looking very chocolatey. But you can see I have the miter seams, the miter centers are going in different directions based on where I felt like putting them.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's going to be part of what I am. The artistic part of it is placing these seams where I want them to be. And we decided that's going to drive Dawn Wolf crazy, but that's okay.
It's not her blanket, so she doesn't have to be crazy about it.
So I'm at this point now where I've got a perfect square again, and I've got to decide if I'm going to do another square or am I going to keep working on this blanket.
Okay.
And so that's where I stopped.
If you do decide to continue working on the blanket, then I think I have some yarn that might work well for it.
Well, I am going to continue on. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to work in large squares and assemble them at the end, or whether I'm going to continue just working my way out in all directions. Because I decided that this particular blanket, I'm starting in the middle, and I'm working my way out.
Okay.
So yes, I would love some yarn if you have some. That'd be great for it.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful. Now I've got finished things. So what do you have going on?
I have finished things, but why don't you go start with your finished things?
Okay.
Too.
Well, I decided that with the Thanksgiving theme, that I wanted to resurrect my charity knitting.
That's a great idea.
And so I worked on a couple hats. And these are in a Lion brand yarn, and it's a gray that I happen to have, but I know that I've heard little boys in the hospital they don't usually get as many things for little boys. So this one's actually a newborn size, and it was done on the loom, on the larger loom, and I decided to put puffs on everything. Why not? I thought about trying to find a nice soft red, because I thought it'd be fun to have a few like holiday themed ones for them to give out.
Absolutely.
But I couldn't really find one that I liked. And this is supposed to be a preemie size, so hopefully it will. It looks like kind of a larger preemie to me. But it's the preemie size loom. And so this is, on these looms, this is the Cindy Wood Crafts looms. And her website is premiumknittinglooms.com. And for hers, this is her smaller spacing for smaller gauge. I think, although she may have a smaller one now for socks or something, but I'm not sure. But at the time I purchased, this was the smallest gauge you could get. And this was worsted yarn.
Okay.
And I had to hold the worsted yarn double in order to get good coverage. Otherwise, it was just a bit too floppy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if a chunky would work better. I know I tried one last time that was... I don't remember, what's bigger, chunky or bulky? Do you remember?
I
Or is-
think
you know,
it's bulky.
Well, whatever. The largest one was too thick, so it would be like wearing a brick on your head. 2 worsteds is just right. So if you decide that you want to venture into, and for me, it's just nice to have a little bit change up of how I use my hands.
Sure.
So it was fun to, the loom had rested for a while, so now it's fun to bring it out again. But
Yeah.
if you're going to do it, you usually need to hold worsted weight yarn doubled or have a yarn equivalent to that.
Okay.
So that's my suggestion. I did find that they now have a loom for people who like to do the, what are they called? The breast replacements for,
Oh, really?
what are they called? There's a name for them. I can't think of it. But yes, there's a loom. Oh, there's also patterns on Ravelry just for needles too.
Right.
But I have a friend whose mom is possibly going to be having some surgery. And there are people who don't have the reconstruction done, and so they use, some of them use knitted replacements in their bras, so they have symmetry and shape, that kind of thing. So anyway, I still enjoy my looms. I think it's a fun break in my crafting habit.
Absolutely.
Enjoy that.
That's great.
Yeah, so show me, what do you have going on?
Okay. Let's see. I'll show you my. Oh. Did that? Sorry about that. We have a shorter cord for the phone today, and so I'm sorry if it got a little wiggly there for a second. I finished socket hat number 7.
Yay.
Look at that,
Love it.
which I will put on for you.
And that you did two-tone, is that correct?
Yes, this has a chocolatey brown on the bottom, and then this is, I can't remember which yarn this is, but this is a wool Miza in the Spice Market colorway,
So pretty.
which is beautiful. And Evan may have claimed this for himself already.
Really?
I was like, it's kind of a little bit big for you, buddy. And he goes, Mom, your hats are never too big for me. So it was very sweet. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with that. He wants it for when he plays Link from Zelda, the Zelda games.
The hat makes it?
The hat makes it.
Awesome.
Yes. I already made him a hat, if you recall.
I do remember. Why is that one not a Link hat?
I don't know where it is, or he doesn't know where it is.
Oh no. We really need to get you some tags to sew in hats.
I do need tags to sew in
Knitted
a
hats.
lot of things.
Because the kids would, it'd be easier to reclaim
Hopefully.
your items.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's the first finished object.
Good for you.
Yes. The second thing that I finished was I finished a vest for my oldest son's teacher. She's having a baby boy in early January, late December, sometime in there. And they're having a baby shower for her today. And so we're very happy for her.
How
Yay for Miss
fun.
Hamilton. And so I knitted the Julian vest from Ravelry. It's a free pattern on there. We're going to put a picture of it right about here. And it turned out so adorable. It was so stinking cute. And Owen was very excited that I knitted something for his teacher.
Oh, I bet. He's going to be very proud of that.
That looks really small for my teacher. And I'm like, honey, it's for her baby.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. It's like 8 inches tall, and he thinks it's going to fit his teacher. I'm like,
It's just a little small.
it's a little tiny. It's a newborn size. Little small. Kind of tight.
Right.
Yeah. Mm. So that's another thing that I finished. And then I wanted to show off the yarn that I completed. And
So pretty.
I will undo this.
Oh, I love those. Do you know what you're doing with it?
I think I want to make a hat for myself out of it.
It's so gorgeous.
It is pinks and browns.
There's just nothing to not love about that.
Yeah. I really love how it turned out. And
Well, you need to show it to them. Here, you have it so low. There we go.
you can't see it. You might want it and come and see it from my
We're
house.
all down here in her
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
staring at Brianne's lap. That's not a problem.
So here is the yarn. I chain plied it so that I would keep all of the colors together and all the colory goodness together. It turned out to be 264 yards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There is a chart where you can go by ounces and yardage and come up with what they would consider that weight to be.
I need that chart.
And if I find it, I will give Brianne a link to put in the show notes.
That's a great idea.
I have
could
it
use
somewhere,
that.
so
Yeah, I could use that. So in any case, that is the yarn. That was
Beautiful.
from the Diamond Bee Ranch or Diamond Bee Farm. Diamond Bee
Lori
sheep
Brown in
people.
Arkansas.
Yes, that we purchased at Fiber U.
She takes care of the little sheepies that grow that yarn.
Yes, she does, and she does a beautiful job.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a pleasure to spin. I really enjoyed the whole
Good.
process of it, and I really
Well, you're getting great results.
thank you. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to see her the next time that we are up at Fiber U, because I will definitely be buying more fiber from her.
Yeah.
That was just a joy to spin.
She does gorgeous bats.
She
She's got a
does.
real gift with combining colors.
I think that is it for what I finished.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I finished my 2 hats, of course. But I will, do we have enough time? There we go. We're getting close, but I'll do it quickly.
Okay.
I'll do a quick walkthrough on the journals that I made. And remember, hubby was sweet and got me the cinch, so I was able to put a spiral binding on it.
Right.
And I used some clips of this is like a little sparkly, and this is a clip out of I like to put words in from books, and it says, "What is more lovely than counting the ways you love?"
Oh,
Try
I
to get
like
you a
that.
picture too. Isn't that sweet? Love it. And I also put a vintage button right here.
How fun.
And inside, you can tell I got a whole bunch of these library card things because I think they're so adorable. And I thought it'd be really fun to put a recap of what this journal is about on that card.
Or what about places that you've used it?
Oh, that would be really fun too, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you could use that library card.
Oh yeah. And each book is a little bit different, but in general, they are similar, like in format, I should say. And so on this one, this is one of the things they differ in. Each one has a different picture. Here is a vintage picture of a little fairy girl, or it looks vintage. I'm not sure if it is vintage actually. And then I hand painted and scanned the title plate that's used. And then we did a little personal note. This one is for Kathy. You know who you are. A little personal note that we wrote there. And then the format is like this. You have a blank page and you have a lined page. And I painted the little bottom of the page decoration and the little top of the page. The top of the page is a place to write, I love numbering my pages. I don't know why, I just do. So that was for numbering the pages. And you'll see here that every other page has a little scallop on it, and that is cut from a Shepherd of the Hills, a vintage Shepherd of the Hills book.
Perfect.
Which is, this is how the Ozarks, the Branson area came to be, was because of the book that was written called The Shepherd of the Hills. So I have a vintage book, and I just took a few pages and created some little turn spots there. And in the back, I have bound in this little glassine bag, which is like the old-fashioned way to send a sandwich to school. And inside of it is a playing card that has some washi tape so you can take pictures in. You could draw on the blank pages, put pictures in, whatever, little ticket stubs, whatever. So of course you need washi tape to do that, so that's what that's for. And some little hearts I cut that can be glued in or whatever. This little page has a clip on it, and it allows you to put little memorabilia in there, and more pages from the Shepherd of the Hills book, which I love. And so you could put photos in here, or you can just put little notes, love notes from your kids, whatever. And the clip, if I can do it on camera, the clip is what holds it together. And it was made out of a file folder that I love.
Oh, that's so pretty. What a great use for that.
Yes, so it's nice and sturdy. And so you can see that there's more spine than there is book here, and that is because you should fill it full of things you love. And it should be a fat little thing when it's done. And so that is what our prize winners are getting.
You lucky ducks.
It's 6 by 6. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep it, except for I've made several others for myself, so I really need to use those first.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so, do you have any additional things? Did you?
I do. I may have gilded the lily a little bit this past 2 weeks.
Awesome. Okay.
In my search for finding new dyers, or new to me dyers for wool, thank you so much for all of your recommendations. The people who sent me private messages or posted on the thread from episode 43 of their favorite dyers on Etsy or wherever. So I got a lot of really great ideas.
Good.
I have like hundreds of dollars worth of wool in my Etsy shop or
We
Etsy
love
cart.
that.
Uh-huh.
Are you at 99 yet?
No.
Okay,
No. I just still have hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. It's a sickness, people. And the other night I was having a hard time sleeping, and I just about pulled the trigger on a couple of things, and I was like, if I do that, my husband's gonna kill me. So yeah, don't shop on Etsy late at night. It's I don't know that I can recommend that. You need to be sane and awake and making good lucid decisions for sure.
I have had those packages arrive that go, I ordered that? That was the late night, let's go shopping thing. Yeah.
So one person that I discovered in my searches through Etsy was, her shop name is Kitty Mind Crafts, and she is out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Fun.
Yes. And this is
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I see sparkles.
I know. I think I'm ready to try spinning sparkles.
Show the peoples.
Yes. This colorway is called Zombie Princess. It is a 84/16 superwash fine merino and stellina. It's 4 ounces, and I'm actually going to take it out so that you can see a little bit better. So sorry for the crinkling, but I really wanted to show off how beautiful this is, because this is just a lovely, lovely, lovely 4 ounces of wool. Oh, can you see the sparkle? Yeah, you can.
Love it.
And it is so soft. Would you like to feel?
Oh, yeah.
That is really soft, and I think it's really well prepared. I can already just feel how smoothly this is going to run through my fingers.
It doesn't look compacted at all. So
No.
It looks, and the color is fabulous.
So here you go. Here's her card.
It's like a play on Minecraft, right?
I have no idea.
Or is it Kitty Mine?
Kitty Mine Crafts.
And then Crafts. So it's about the kitty, but I was thinking, you can tell I have a son, can't you? Minecraft.
Yes.
I was thinking Minecraft?
Minecraft. And I do believe that part of her proceeds go to helping out organizations that deal with specifically cats.
Oh, really?
That help out with adopting out cats
that's
and
wonderful.
Shelters and things like that.
That's a good cause.
Yeah, so it made me feel good. I got beautiful fiber, and I'm getting to help out cats, which would make my daughter very happy.
That is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Do you have any other gilding of the lily?
No, that's it for me.
I did get one thing that I wanted to share, which is this a TWSBI, TWSBI, I believe. That's the little end cap with their logo on it. And it's the Echo, and it's called a demonstrator because you can actually see the ink in it.
Ooh.
And how fun is that? And it's a gorgeous green ink. It's a light, kind of a springy green, and it has a fine tip, and I am loving using it. Just came in this week. It actually, I don't know if you can see, but here it has a special way of filling that you just turn this cap and the plunger sucks. You stick your nib, this part, into your inkwell and just use the little plunger to suck the ink up just like you would in a syringe, but it's twisty motion. So clever. So there's makes it super simple to use, and it has a screw-on cap for safety so it doesn't, get your purse all messed up, but it feels nice. This is a plastic one. It's the cheapest of the TWSBI line that they carry, but it has a nice feel to it, doesn't it?
That does feel really good.
And they make much more expensive ones, but I'm not collecting expensive pens. I'm looking to I have one that has permanent bulletproof black ink in it. That was the Lamy Safari I showed last time. That one I use for drawing, and because I can do watercolor or whatever over it. We'll have some pictures actually at the end of some art I did with it. And then I have one that has oxblood red ink, which is more like a brown.
Yeah.
And then I have this one now.
Very nice.
So, depending on what color I want to write with,
yeah,
I have it. So
yay!
I like it. It's fun. It's made journaling fun this week.
Well, that's good. It's always fun. I love getting new pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you know, I have to try every pen wherever we go.
Yes, you do.
And I've been known in random places like doctor's offices to ask if I can try out someone's cool looking pen. Do you do that?
I have, yes.
Yeah. I've got to try that pen.
That's right. So on to pattern highlight.
Wonderful.
I have a free pattern for you this week by Chris Basta. I believe that's the way you say her name. And this is the Gallatin scarf, which is in my queue because I think that it is really beautiful.
That one's in my queue too.
Is it really?
It is.
How funny.
Yeah.
So here is the scarf.
Isn't that pretty?
I love this. I
Has
love the
nice
shape of
drape to
it.
it.
Yes.
That's the fabric or I don't know if that's the fiber or the way it's knitted.
Well, it's a worsted weight yarn, and it only calls for about 200 yards, and you're knitting it on size 10.5. So
it's going to have drape then.
It's going to have drape, and I love this. Here, I'm going to show this picture because this shows a good idea of what it looks like when it's not actually being worn, but just laid out flat. There you go. And so I am planning on making this after the first of the year. I plan on trying to do a little bit more holiday crafting to kind of rebuild up my gift box again. So
that's a good idea.
Yes.
You're always good at that.
I do try. And what else do we have? Let me look really quick.
I would think contest is next.
I do believe you're right. So this holiday season, we are trying to make things as simple as possible, and we are doing a long-running contest, more like a giveaway, because there's really not a whole lot you have to do.
Just have to be present.
That's pretty much it. Just say something every once in a while. We'll try and send you a prize. We're calling this the Hopeful Holidays Contest. Just go onto the thread and chat with other people about what they are hoping for themselves and their loved ones this holiday season. We have got a lot of people who are chatting and looking, and if you are looking but not chatting, join on in because we have surpassed 100 posts.
I saw that.
So we are now going to be adding another prize to our prizes.
And every chat, every conversation that you participate in when you push enter, that actually is an entry.
Yes.
But you can only win once.
That's right.
But so it gives you a better chance of winning.
You could just say, yes, I agree.
That's right.
And you've just entered. Look at that. That was so easy.
Or you could just say love.
Right. So the first prize, we'll be picking who wins by random number generator. So that way, there's no bias on our account. Even though I do have some favorites, I'm not going to lie. I'm just kidding. I love all of you. The first prize is Lorna's Laces. This is the shepherd sock in the Andersonville colorway.
Very fun. And I think I've decided I'm going to see if I can get a journal made to add to the prizes.
Oh, excellent.
So I don't know if it'll be a larger one or a smaller one, but I'll do one that's touched my fingers because I know you all want my handmaids.
They all want a little bit of your DNA.
A little bit.
That's right. The second prize is donated to us by Miss Lana.
Aww.
And it was very sweet of her.
That is very
sent
sweet.
us 3 skeins. She actually came to our meetup and gave us several bags of yarn that she was destashing, and so she knew that we needed prizes, and so hello.
Yeah,
that was
great.
So thoughtful. So she sent us actually 3 of these.
And these colors are so gorgeous.
The third one's in there, but I can only hold one thing at a time, people. This is Mini Mochi from Crystal Palace Yarns.
Is it Mochi or Mochi?
No clue.
Someone correct us.
That's right. It's an 80% merino wool, 20% nylon. It's marine washable.
The colors are fabulous.
Yes. Color number 107. It's romance, people, all the way around. But look at how beautiful those colors are.
And turn it over because the back side's very pretty too.
Yes. Beautiful, muted colors. Makes me think of this time of year for sure. And then it comes along with a pattern for a short row scarf. So there you go. So
if you're at a loss as to what to do with it, now you know what to do.
Absolutely. How often do you get a prize that also comes with an idea of, here's something that you can make with this?
Always handy. And you don't have to, but it's nice to have
Absolutely.
options.
Keep the pattern for another time if you like.
Yeah.
So there's that. This will be going through January 1st of 2016. That's when I'll be closing the thread. And so just make sure that you have been active in that thread on Ravelry. And
that's a long time, so it's a possibility we could accumulate quite a few more
absolutely
entries, which would mean more chances to win.
Absolutely. And it's just I love seeing other people encourage each other and lifting each other up, and saying, I hope that for you too. That's wonderful. People posting about really fun things, and people posting about things are maybe a little bit more challenging this season,
right?
But everyone is being very loving and encouraging and supportive, and it makes my heart happy.
I know, it makes it worthwhile, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
And so I'm going to out you. Are you thinking about sharing your particular challenges that came into your life this week?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you share what's been going on?
I'll try to make it, not the long version, because the long version is 3 months long, and that's not fun. We don't think we have enough time for that in the podcast. But about 3 months ago, Mr. Evan, my little 5-year-old guy, who those of you who have watched the earlier episodes are very familiar with, because he was a part of a lot of them. He started having pain in his legs at night, and really specifically just his right leg. And we kind of chalked it up to growing pains, and treated him with ibuprofen, and said, stiff upper lip, little guy, you can do it. Not like this, just like shaking our fists at him or anything.
That's kind of mean.
It was like, hey, we love you. You can do this. Sorry.
Shake it off.
Just
shake it off.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then about a month ago, he started complaining about his legs during the day. And that was a little bit more concerning, because growing pains are usually at night. And then about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, he started having this crazy limp, and could hardly walk in the morning. And
maybe we'll pop in the video, so you guys can get a feel for what we started seeing.
We'll put the video in right here.
Yeah.
So that is what it looked like when he was walking one morning, and I did not ask him to walk for me. That was me taking a video of him going to go get a string cheese from the garage, the refrigerator in there. And so I called his doctor, his nurse practitioner actually, and they got us in the next Monday. And she was really concerned too, because this is not normal. He's 5.
And he's not a complainer.
He really isn't.
He's the one doing somersaults and jumping off of things and showing you ninja moves. So
exactly. So they did some x-rays on his right leg and his right ankle to see if there was possibly like an injury that we didn't know about. They did blood work, quite a extensive amount of blood work, to see if they could figure out what was going on. And the next evening, I got a call. And when your doctor calls you at 7 o'clock at night, you know that it's probably not a really great call. So we found out some great news in that it's not cancer.
Yes, very relieved.
They tested for cancer markers or tumor markers based on our family history with his brother Owen having lymphoma just, 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago being diagnosed. So we got that good news, no cancer, and it's not a septic joint, which is a good thing as well. But however, his inflammation levels in his body are acutely high, and that was shown by his sed rate levels, for those of you who are medically inclined, and his CRP showed that he has chronic inflammation. And so this is just not a high levels of inflammation, but high levels of inflammation for a long time. And so we are being referred to a rheumatologist, a pediatric rheumatologist at St. Louis Children's, which we are very familiar with. And they believe that he has juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So, not fantastic for a little kid who is just an active boy, and difficult news to try and deal with as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know it hit me hard.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to have been a rock through it. So, but I was like, of course, I burst into tears when I heard it, and it means more trips to St. Louis.
It does.
And another child to be looking after.
Yes.
But this is leading into where our verse for today is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are probably many of you. Well, Gabriella.
Mm-hmm.
Who is one of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
She's struggled with health issues, and I probably shouldn't out her health issues on the internet, but I know there are many of you who have shared that you have issues that you're dealing with. And so the holidays are a wonderful time for so many, but some of us also have other things going on in our life that make it a challenging time.
Yes.
And so we have a heart for both of you, for whether you are celebrating
with a carefree heart,
or you're celebrating with a heart that's a little more troubled.
Yes.
And I kind of hit the wall this week and really needed the scripture that we have for today. And what I did was I did one, and this verse just hit me, and it was so comforting to think. It's Isaiah 52:12, and it says, God is leading you out of here, and the God of Israel is also your rear guard. He's leading us, and he's also our rear guard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very safe place to be, isn't it? And the passage that this is in is coming out of really dire situation for the Israelites, a really bad situation, and they are going into a much better time, and God has provided for them. And I really felt like this was for you, Brianne, that you are not marching in haste. You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry, but that God is going to be behind you, and he's going to be ahead of you, and he's paving this path that you're on. And that the scripture is not just for Brianne, but it's for all of us.
Absolutely.
And this may not be my child, but he's my grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And he just now decided he likes me. So I am especially profoundly influenced by this. But I'll show you. This is the artwork that I did for it. God is leading you, and he's also your rear guard. And I put Brianne and Evan's picture in it. I blew it up for my book. This is my book where I practice my writing. But I made one for Brianne because I wanted you to be able to tuck it into your Bible or your journal. And I just mounted it on a piece of cardstock and put some washi tape around it. But what I would like you to do, this is probably about how it will print out, about this size. You can blow it up. We're gonna post this picture on the website, and then you can save it, and whatever you use for editing your pictures, some sort of a word processing program, you can resize it however you want. But I made it so that you can cut that circle out and you can put your picture behind there, or the person you're praying for. Maybe you know of somebody who's being challenged and needs to know that they're not alone, but that God is behind them and in front of them and going with them on the path they're on. And so it's a chance to make a verse personal. And so I would encourage you to do what I did and just cut out that middle and place your picture behind, so that the face of your loved one shows, and then put it in your journal, tuck it in your Bible. When you see it, remember, I want you to remember, Brianne, that we're believing that God is with you, just like he was with the Israelites.
Yeah.
And that we'll get through this too, right?
Yep.
Remind me that when I was I was in bed earlier this week going, I can't get up. But God is with you.
That's
and
right.
So that is our encouraging word for today.
Absolutely.
It encouraged my heart. I don't have to do this alone.
No, not at all.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, and we're so thankful for you. And
yes, thanks for joining us. And whether it's whether you're feeling great or you need the encouragement, we're with you. And we invite you to join us next time for the Knitworthy podcast. And remember that you are knitworthy. Bye, y'all.